Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into some fascinating and complex spiritual ideas, exploring concepts from Gnosticism that offer a unique lens through which to view reality. We'll be talking about the Pleroma, different realms of existence, and the ultimate goal of the spiritual journey. So, buckle up, because this is going to be a mind-bending exploration. Let's start with a core concept, the Pleroma. In Gnostic thought, Pleroma literally means the fullness. It's not just a place, but the totality of the divine world, an extension and complete expression of God's nature. Think of it as the ultimate source, a treasury of light, a world of pure, fiery, initiative energy. This is the origin point from which everything divine, known as Aeons, emanates. To understand this better, Gnostics often frame cosmology along a kind of timeline. Before this timeline even begins, there is only perfection, this very same treasury of light. Then comes what we could call the Alpha event, the starting pistol for our cosmic history. This kicks off the timeline we're all familiar with, the one that contains all of human development and history. And far in the future, at the very end of this line, is the Omega point, sometimes called the Apocalypse, which marks a significant conclusion or transformation. Gnosticism also describes a universe structured in distinct realms. At the very top you have the highest realm, the Pleroma itself, full of divine principles and pure spirit. At the very bottom you have the material universe, the physical world we perceive with our senses. And right in the middle, that's where humanity resides. This middle distance is a unique, dynamic space because it contains powers and influences from both extremes of spiritual light from above and the pull of the material world from below. We are, in essence, living at a cosmic crossroads. Now, how does this relate to familiar stories, like the book of Genesis? From a Gnostic perspective, the traditional interpretation of Genesis is seen differently. They might view the Hebrew Genesis not as a literal historical account, but as a compilation of ancient myths, possibly adapted and modified over time. Some scholars even suggest that parts of Genesis are reminiscent of stories encountered during the Babylonian captivity. The Gnostic interpretation offers a radical alternative. It suggests that the creation of the material world wasn't a perfect act, but rather the result of a cosmic error or a fall from the divine. It posits a secondary, lesser spiritual source was responsible for creating matter. This is a profound idea that our physical existence is a kind of echo or shadow of a higher, or perfect reality. So, if our existence in the material world is the result of a fall, what's the ultimate purpose of life? According to this path, the spiritual goal is to reverse this process. The journey is one of ascent, of climbing back up the ladder of existence to return to that treasury of light. The Pleroma is about transcending the limitations of the material timeline and reuniting with the divine fullness from which we originally came. This quest for reunion with the divine brings us to the concept of the Great Spirit. This isn't a specific deity but rather an overarching divine concept, the ultimate unity that encompasses everything. Tracing this idea through history is fascinating. In ancient Chaldean and Syrian traditions, we find figures that embody this primordial unity. There was Ulam or Eshman in Phoenicia, Man of Gaza, and even the Arabian god Hobel. These figures were often known by the title Ancient of Days, a name that signifies the most ancient, original source, the author of all subsequent emanations and creations. This idea of a supreme, hidden god finds a powerful parallel in ancient Egypt with the god Amun, or Amun. Amun was an incredibly significant deity, often equated by the Greeks with their own king of the gods, Zeus. Amun was seen as the master and protector of truth and wisdom. His name itself means the hidden one, pointing to his transcendent, mysterious nature. He was considered the ultimate source, unseen but all-pervading. There's even an interesting historical footnote connected to this. A mysterious philosophical text was attributed to a figure named Amun. The name itself is intriguing. It could mean father of Amun, suggesting a source even beyond the great god, or it could simply mean priest of Amun, indicating a devotee who speaks for the hidden god. Either way, it highlights the deep reverence for this concept of a hidden, ultimate source of wisdom. So, when we put all these pieces together, from the Pleroma and the cosmic timeline to the Gnostic view of creation and the universal concept of a great spirit like Amun, we get a rich and complex tapestry of spiritual thought. It's a worldview that challenges us to look beyond the physical world and to see our lives as part of a much grander cosmic drama. It's about recognizing that we live in a middle realm, caught between spirit and matter, and that our deepest calling is to remember our divine origin and begin the journey of return. This path isn't about rejecting the world, but understanding its nature. It's about awakening the divine spark within us, that piece of the Pleroma that exists in every human being. This inner spark is our compass, guiding us through the complexities of the material world and pointing us toward our ultimate home in the treasury of light. The spiritual work, then, is to cultivate this spark, to gain knowledge or gnosis of our true nature and our connection to the divine. This journey of ascent is often described as a process of purification and liberation. It involves shedding the attachments and illusions of the material world that hold us down. By understanding the cosmic error that led to our current state, we can begin to correct it within ourselves. We learn to navigate the middle realm not as prisoners, but as spiritual beings on a mission to reclaim our divine inheritance. The Gnostic vision is ultimately one of hope and empowerment. It tells us that despite the fall, despite the seeming chaos of the material world, the path back to the fullness, back to the Pleroma, is always open. It resides within us. The key is knowledge, remembrance, and the courage to embark on the inward journey of ascent. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. I know these are big ideas, so feel free to share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. What part of this resonated with you the most? I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this exploration and want to learn more, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.